Good morning to all grade 4 pupils who are watching and listening right now. This is your school on air in science. I am very glad to be with you for today's discussion. This is Teacher Glory May Arpita from Robust Elementary School, SDO, Cauayan City. Before we start our lesson, be sure that you have with you your module and pen. And you must be in a place where you are comfortable enough for you to be able to focus on our discussion for today. Today's lesson focuses on the materials that float and sink and materials that undergo decay. But before that, let us first have a short review about your past lesson on the materials that absorbs water. Are you all ready? Let's start! Take a look at your module and turn it on page 8. Fill in the table by classifying the material on the box whether it absorbs water or not. I will give you 2 minutes to do that. Ready? Your time starts now! Okay, let us check your answers. You can call your mother or father or older siblings to assist you in checking. Let us see how many scores you got. Under the materials that absorbs water are towel, sponge, cannonballs, and paper. Under the materials that does not absorb water are the rubber balls, eraser, candy wrap, pencil, and table. Now, count your scores. How many correct answers did you get? Congratulations to all! I hope you all got high scores. For those who got low scores, don't lose hope. Do better next time. Now, let us move on for today's lesson. As I have mentioned earlier, it is about the materials that float and sink, and materials that undergo decay. To start our lesson, please take a look at your modules and turn it on page 9. I hope you already prepared all the materials that you need to perform our first activity. What we need is a piece of bottle with cup, 1 plastic saucer, 1 eraser, 1 metal spoon, quartz stone, rubber balls, plastic cup, coin, pail, and water. Here's what you will do. First, pour the water in the pail. Then, put the plastic bottle with cup in a pail followed by other materials. Place them one at a time. Observe the materials while in the water. Record your observation. After doing the activity, fill in the table on your module on page 10. Take a look at the table. There are 10 materials there. You need to write your description about the characteristics of the materials before placing it in the water. You just need to write if each material is dry or wet. After that, you need to record your observation whether they float or sink based on the activity that you have performed. So, based on the activity that you have done, what are the characteristics of the materials before they were placed in the water? That's right! The materials are dry. What have you observed after you place it on the water? Very good! Some materials sank and other materials floated. What does it mean by float? Correct! Float means to stay above the surface of the water. How about sink? Very good! It means to stay below the surface of the water. Some things float on the top of the water, some things submerge partway down, and some things sink. Now, you will classify the materials that was given on your last activity. Complete the table on your module on page 11. You have 2 minutes to do that. Your time starts now! So, what have you learned? You have learned that some things sink very fast and some sink very slowly. Some materials float at first, but then sink as they absorb water or take water on through holes. An object's shape can affect its ability to float, but some materials float no matter what their shape, such as styrofoam and balsa wood. Now, let us move on to the materials that undergo decay. Let me show you an example on how materials undergo a decaying process. Now, let us move on to the materials that undergo decay. Let me show you a picture of materials that undergo a decaying process. Based on the picture, what do we mean by decay? That's right! Decay means to be slowly destroyed into bits in the presence of water, air, and soil. Are all materials undergo decay? Correct! Not all materials undergo decay. Materials that undergo decay are plants and animals. For example, banana, rice, leaves, dead bodies of animals. How about the materials that do not decay? Very good! Plastics, metals, aluminum cans, and styrofoams are all examples of materials that do not decay. Look at your modules and turn it on page 15. Do the activity for 2 minutes and let us check your answers afterwards. You need to classify the materials listed on the box based on their ability to decay. Your time starts now! answers. Very good! You already know what are the materials that undergo decay and materials that do not decay. You have learned that organic matter in soil is derived from plants and animals. It becomes organic fertilizers. Organic fertilizer from compost pit does not harm but enrich the soil. Some factors that contribute to the decaying process of the materials are sunlight, water, soil, and action of other microorganisms. Now, let us proceed to another activity which will help you understand better the lessons that we have discussed. Turn your module on page 16 under What I Can Do, Activity A. Match the picture on column A with the correct picture on column B. Then, proceed to activity B. You need to identify the materials that float and sink. After that, proceed to page 18, activity B. You need to identify the materials that undergo decay and materials that do not decay. Draw a smiley face if the materials undergo decay and sad face if it is not. I will give you 3 minutes to do that. Ready? Your time starts now. Are you all done? Let us check your answers. You can ask for the assistance of your parents or older siblings to help you check your answers. Okay, under activity A, number 1, letter B. Number 2, letter C. Number 3, letter A. Number 4, letter E. And number 5, letter D. Under activity B, number 1, X. Number 2, check. Number 3, check. Number 4, X. And number 5, check. Under activity B, number 1, smiley face. Number 2, sad face. Number 3, smiley face. Number 4, sad face. And number 5, smiley face. How many scores did you get? I hope you all got high scores. Congratulations for a job well done, dear learners. Keep it up. And for your assignment, turn your module on page 13. Then, do the activity 1. You need to complete the table based on the observation in the activity, and please keep your modules in a safe place. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and listening. Stay tuned on your TV and radio for our next lesson. This is Teacher Glory May Arpita saying goodbye everyone. Stay home and stay safe. God bless us all.